It's Julia Renee.
And Kendall Aaliyah. Welcome back to the Know Your Power podcast.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Know Your Power podcast. We have someone super special today that we've been dying to have on. The only thing that comes to mind right now is the MF COO of KYP.
Yeah.
Like every time I think of you, I think she's the MF COO of Know Your Power.
That's
Maya.
perfect.
I have so many letters
I know.
before my name. I love it.
MF COO.
MFCOO.
So many.
Hi, I'm Maya. I'm the COO of Know Your Power.
Yes. And we get the pleasure of being her friend.
Yeah, that's
Which
the
is
best
super
part.
cool.
That's actually the best part.
Yeah. What we realized, at least over this past year when Maya took on this role, was that we were both dating people
Yeah.
that were best friends, and then now we're not dating those people,
Thank
but we're
goodness.
best friends.
Yeah.
And
Honestly,
that's how the world works.
I know.
I talk about this a lot. That's the greatest gift that those boys gave to us.
Yeah.
Was each other.
I know.
And just in general, the squad. Like we
Yes.
kind of all came together around the men in our lives at that point.
Yeah, because I had met you while you guys were still in a relationship as well, but I feel like our friendship didn't form until like a little later, like this year, with like being around you and Julia more and your guys' dynamic, and you just have like this awesome aura and presence in our friend group where instantly I was like, oh, I'm so comfortable around you. And like, I feel like they know, I feel like y'all know, like that is hard for me to be like, oh, I can fully be myself and feel very like seen. And you make everyone always feel very seen.
Oh, thanks. There were many years I thought Kendall didn't like me.
No.
But I realized now that she was just really shy.
Yeah.
Didn't fully open up. And then as we got to know each other this year, I'm like, oh, you're like little sister energy for me. I'm
Yeah,
like,
and you're like
we could
big
have
sister
come
energy.
from the same cloth.
Yes.
I really understand where you come from. And I'm like, I just love you so
I'm
much.
so excited that you're here today. I feel like we've talked about it multiple times, like on the podcast, being like, we have to have Maya on, like constantly. I've also like talked about you to my mom so many times. So I'm like, Mom, this one's for you.
You watching?
Hi, I'm
You
Maya.
get to meet
Nice to
her.
meet you.
So I'm just so excited because I feel like as well as I've gotten to know you this year, there's still so much I don't know.
Yeah.
And there's still so much that we learn every day.
Which brings us to the point today.
Yeah, like every time that we talk about aspects of what brought you to the woman that you are today, I'm like, are you just leaving out information? Like, who are you?
Not on purpose.
Can you give us a synopsis of your origin story that has brought you to the woman that you are today?
Wow. How do I even begin that?
Because all of it is beautiful and magical, and I still don't know it all.
My favorite thing about myself, which used to be a really like sore point, it used to be an insecurity, is that I have lived so many different lives. Like every time I tell a story, you guys are like, wait, what?
You're the woman with many lores.
Yes. I have a deep lore. It's like I should be 400 years old and just like have this deep history. But
I always
I'm
say you need to
37.
write a book, not only for the people, but for me so that I have something to like. Let me refer back to my notes.
Yeah. Okay. So work-wise, I think my career started when I was really young, but the biggest part of my career started in, my oldest son was like 2. So 2012. And I was a dating and relationship coach for 7 or 8 years. So I went from exclusively coaching men in dating to then opening it up to sort of interpersonal relationships in general and communication, familial relationships. So I was really a coach forever. I had some other jobs that we won't discuss today. I, got into my spirituality and kind of that opened some doors. So I do work in that now. I do ceremonies and we did Journey to Nobody. I coached that for a while, and that's sort of mindset coaching. But really my love and my joy and my passion is mindset. Anything that has to do with your mental, emotional, spiritual health makes me very, very happy. And I love my evolution because I also used to do, event planning and coordination and things like that. So now I went from exclusively coaching men in relationships to now exclusively coaching women in mindset. And I get to plan our retreats and do women's retreats. And it's so much more passionate for me. So I feel very purposeful in where I am now. And it's kind of like the culmination of all the work I've done in the past.
It seems like the overarching thing, though, is just always been like helping people. Is that something you think you just inherently had a calling to, or did it take like going through kind of your own inner work to be like, I want to help other people with theirs?
Both, I think. When I graduated high school, I had two things that I wanted to do. I wanted to be an actor, which for me, being on stage, it's about helping people through emotional experiences because I want to incite that emotion for people. I want to give them that release that maybe they can't have on their own or through their own experiences. So they watch someone else and get to have that experience. And the other thing was I wanted to be a surgeon.
Okay. I know. All right.
I was a science kid. So I did actually go to, when I was in college, I was studying chemistry and I still had the intention of being a doctor, and then that didn't pan out. And you guys
Still
didn't know that
knowledge
either.
to have more lore.
Learn something new about you every day. Yeah.
So I think my mom was a nurse and my dad was a police officer. So I kind of just grew up in that sort of, it's my duty to be of service. And now I feel that it's my privilege.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. That is so many lives in one.
That was just my career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. So it has brought you to where you are right now.
Yeah.
What would you say for you during all of that at least we talked about today, that was the most pivotal moment for you that shifted everything to where you are right now?
I mean,
maybe it could be a more recent one. Or
the biggest thing that happened in my life that shifted everything was breaking up with the person that I was with when we met.
Slay.
Whoop. That was huge. I mean, that was, like when people talk about heartbreak, and I've been through heartbreak, I've been through relationships, but that one wrecked me. That one, like for a very long time, I was lost. I didn't know who I was or where my value lied. I had compromised so much of myself to be in that relationship and to support that person. So I spent a while just trying to rebuild myself for myself. And in that, started working at the retreat. And in that, found my work here with Know Your Power, found my own power, learned to love myself. That's been my most beautiful evolution so far. And that's I still got a lot of life to live. So I'm excited to see what else there is, but that's been a big one so far.
So with that, the aspect of feeling like you've kind of lost yourself a little bit in a relationship, what did it feel like realizing that happened afterwards? Because during it, you don't really realize it. I remember my therapist explained it to me like you're in a fishbowl.
Yeah.
And now you have been plucked out of the fishbowl and you can see oh my God, there's so much more than just this fishbowl. And that analogy really helped me because during it, I didn't really see it.
Yeah.
So what did it feel like to
come out? I think the hardest thing was that when I lost that relationship, I also lost my job. I also lost my home, my best friend. All of it was tied to this one person. So the realization that my entire life depended on another individual outside of myself. Mm-hmm. And that was kind of what am I doing? Yeah. Where have I fully given my power away that I can't stand on my own 2 feet? At that point, the father of my children, who I'm wonderful friends with, had a secondary house and he had one spare room in it. So he let me stay in that room. But when my kids were with me, they were in that room with me. So I was in one room with my kids trying to recover. I was door dashing. I mean, I was a mess. I was I made very little money at that time. I didn't know who I was. I had never had to be on my own. I'd always been in relationships and I had always kind of let that be the sole focus of my life. Mm-hmm. So it was a whole new experience when I chose to become my own main character, I think.
Yeah. No, that is my favorite transformation, and why I've brought you up to my mom so many times is it is so hard to leave a relationship you are so tied to, whether that's financially, still emotionally, actual assets. So she has so many friends who are in unhappy marriages and do not even know where to start to leave and start prioritizing themselves, because sometimes you can be so entangled that it's hard to separate the two. So that is such a scary step, but such an essential step, because look at you thriving and in your element now,
girl,
having to go through that
and your
time.
New haircut.
Yeah, the new haircut.
She literally got this haircut yesterday, so she's
and it's so good.
It's so good.
I'm like trying to figure out how to wear it dirty right now.
It's a day.
You want to talk dirty?
1 day. This is 6 days. We're going on 6 days.
It's like I need that. I need those little. I need
have
little
a
wraps.
bandana. I love what Kendall. I mean, I don't love it, but we've all done it. I love what you mentioned about the fear behind leaving something that you know is not serving you. Because I'm guessing, because it was similar to me, and I'm assuming similar to you, where your gut is screaming at you, run, leave. This is bad for you. But you just like the fear of the unknown, of changing your life, of also losing this love and this person.
Yeah.
How did you get past that point?
That fear. That experience actually was stronger when the father of my children and I split. So we were together for 8 years.
Yeah.
And again, I worked for his company. We had kids together. We lived on the same property. So that was that experience of that fear of, oh my God, what am I going to do? How am I going to do this? I ended up buying an RV and lived in an RV for 2 years.
Didn't know that.
Yep.
More lore.
More lore.
Lore
I
counter.
was probably living in the RV. Yeah.
That's crazy.
And I was driving an hour into Austin every single
Wow.
day. It was crazy. So that was really hard. But I had negotiated with myself for probably a year before I actually left that relationship because I was trying to figure out the how.
Yeah.
And I was like, if the only thing keeping me here is financial stability or stability in general, is that enough reason to stay with someone? And for me, it wasn't. Now, I am a lover at heart. I still see the world with rose-colored glasses, and I do believe in love, and I think that's the most powerful thing that any of us have access to. So I knew that I couldn't stay in a situation where I didn't feel that fire and that spark and that passion anymore. So the stability wasn't enough for me. The other situation, they broke my heart. So I didn't really have an opportunity to sit and question how I was going to leave. Yeah. It was just like, whoop, I'm leaving, rug out from under my feet. Oh my God, what am I going to do? And I think that one was scarier because it was like the instant panic of crap. Like, now what?
Because it's like, in that situation, love isn't enough, though. For the second one, I'm trying not to say any names. For the second one,
they all know who we're talking
it's
about.
Like you want to stay because you're like, but I love them.
Yeah.
If this love is still there, then shouldn't I stay? Right? Did you ever feel that?
Oh my God, yes. And I took that person back many times. Like, you guys know, you saw all of that. So many times I was like, no, but I love them. No, but I love them. Like, it's worth it. I don't care what they put me through. I don't care what trials we have. I think it came down to just knowing that I didn't deserve to keep repeating that pattern. Like, I continuously wasn't chosen. I continuously wasn't prioritized. I was continuously abandoned. And at some point, I have to stand up for me because the other person clearly isn't going to. So I had to step up and say, you know what, I think I need to love me more than I love this other person outside of myself.
It's gonna make me cry.
I know.
Sally.
No, but hearing you say that, I feel like everyone could relate to that at least at one point of their life. And it's like, it's so cool to see where you are now, like having had to, that's a hard decision to make sometimes, especially when you do love someone. Yeah. And when you are empathetic, like we are.
Oh God, we feel everything.
Where it's like, oh, but as long as they're happy. But yeah, choosing yourself is like a powerful ass decision to make. Yeah.
I think that's the first point for any person, woman, man, like non-gender conforming, any person that is a continuous people pleaser or gives too much away. Yeah. There's that one turning point where you have to choose yourself. And if you choose yourself in that moment, your whole world will change. Now, my life, like, I'm shocked. If I look at me 3 years ago and me today, I just had a birthday. So I do this every birthday. I reflect on the past. Yeah. And it was crazy to me to see how different things are, how abundant my life is, how peaceful my life is, how much love I have, my friendships, my community, because I think I chose myself in that moment. Yeah. And I keep choosing myself and the moments that come after that.
Mm-hmm. And I think choosing yourself, even for like us as women, it's kind of something that we're taught to not really do.
Oh, God.
From the very beginning.
Like specifically to not do.
Yes.
Yes.
To like give till you have absolutely nothing left. And so then when you do have that decision to choose yourself, it's looked at as being selfish.
And it feels selfish.
Which it's not.
Right.
So what did that first step in choosing you look like?
Ooh. Well, I think the one that stands out to me is like I really leaned on our friends Liv and Anna during that time. And I was Marcoing them every day, just crying, like talking through my whole process. And they hold the most incredible space. And they say these wonderful things about me. And typically I was like, worthiness is my big shadow. Like I've never really felt fully worthy until recently in my life. So I would hear these things and brush them off. I would hear these.
You're like, yeah.
I'm like, yeah, okay, you're my best friend.
I'm amazing,
You're my sister, whatever.
I'm so beautiful.
Like,
I know.
No, it was disbelief. You know,
Yes.
like I couldn't see how someone could see me that way because I didn't see me that way.
Yeah.
And so I was like, what if I practiced just pretending like that's true? What if I receive these words and I'm like, no, I am the magic. I am beautiful. I am intelligent. I am kind. All of these wonderful things that these women were saying. And they have really wonderful things to say. And they say things in a way that's incredibly
And they were right.
powerful. Thank you.
Like it was very obvious.
But I couldn't see that. And so when I just started almost meditating in that energy of maybe this is who I am. If everybody else sees me that way and reflects that to me, why am I listening to this like negative voice inside my head?
Yeah, it's like,
instead
why
of
are
all
you
these
assuming
mirrors?
that they're wrong and not your own voice
Yes,
being
these
wrong?
women that I specifically chose to have around me because they're excellent mirrors, and I was not believing what they were mirroring to me.
Yeah.
So I think that moment when I actually started practicing that and started thinking, what if I live as that woman instead of this small version of me that I keep playing in my head?
Like, what if I live the way that my best friends, that like my mom, that my dad, that my dog sees me?
Yeah.
You know, like what
My
if I lived
kids.
like that? And kids, wow, that's super magical.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you for doing that.
It helps to have incredible women surrounding me. Like I cannot give enough credit to the women that I have in my life because all of the abundance and all of the security and whatever else would mean nothing without our community, straight up.
That's so
I agree.
true. That's how I felt.
That's going to make me cry 'cause I love you guys so much.
Nobody cried. Okay. We still have
I feel like that is the exact practice like Julia and I have said people should do.
Yeah.
It's like almost what did we call it? Delulu till it's
Oh,
Trululu.
we made it up. Delulu till it's Trululu. Like, even if you don't believe quite yet that you are the way
things.
All of the things, just try. Like, try seeing yourself through those people's eyes. And it is so easy when you are in like a relationship where you're not surrounded by people that are actually mirroring that to you. Maybe they say it, but they're not treating you in that way.
Right.
Then you're like, you don't see it. You start to not believe it.
So if you don't have someone surrounding you that is pouring love into you in a very like clean and honest way, find someone you idolize. Find someone you look up to. For me, it's Charlize Theron. I think she is like the most incredible woman that's ever walked this earth. So if I feel really low, I think about her and I'm like, what would Charlize do? How would she dress? How would she hold herself? What would she do in the face of this pain or this adversity? Mm-hmm. So if you don't feel that you see that in yourself or the people around you see it in yourself, I mean, try to pretend to be fake it till you make it the person that you idolize, if those are the qualities that you want to embody in the person that you're becoming.
Yeah. And do you feel like it just happened over time where one day you woke up and you're like, I am that energy now? Like I have just taken it on and embodied it?
It's both. I mean, that day when I really sat in the energy and I meditated on it and I was like, oh my gosh, the feeling of being that person was incredible. So I'm like, I obviously want to feel that all the time. How can I make that happen? That's not to say I don't have low days.
For sure.
That's not to say that, you know, I don't have my cycle hit and I'm like, the world is trash. Everything sucks. And I'm like so fat.
Julia,
That was me this morning. I was like, yeah, I'm the worst. And then I was like, you're on your period. It's okay. You'll be better tomorrow.
But you know how I know it's crap? Because I will wake up in the morning and look at the mirror and be like, damn, girl, you look great. And then 30 minutes into getting ready, I'm like, oh, I'm horrible. I'm like, that's the voice in the head, right? Yes. That's not actually the embodiment of the woman that I choose to be. But I ask myself that question all the time. Who is the woman that you want to be? So when I have a big reaction or when I get into an old pattern, I'm like, is this in alignment with the woman that you choose to be? It's a continuous becoming. It's not an overnight thing.
Yeah. I love that. I wanted to know, especially like after this point that you have now chosen yourself, you're starting to listen to what everyone around you is saying about you and all these incredible things, no matter how like uncomfortable it might be at 1st. But after that, what did it look like removing yourself from that container and completely having your own, not like identity, but taking back your life?
Yeah. It was scary and it was confusing. And there's still moments where I'm like, who am I? What am I doing? But I just kind of every day that I feel that, I just stop and I'm like, what does Maia want today? Like, I really have to check in with me.
Yeah.
Because, like, again, we are raised as women, at least our generation was raised to give ourselves away in service. And I became a mom. I got pregnant with my oldest when I was 20. So my entire adult life, I have been in service to others. And I've never really sat with myself to see what I wanted. It was always what made sense for the group or what someone else wanted. So I just really sit in that moment of what does Maia want? And the more I did that, the more peaceful my day was and the more it flowed in the way that I wanted to. And living alone really helps with that. It's hard to do that when you live with other people because if you are a people pleaser, you're going to take care of everyone else around you still.
And it's like, it's almost like a Band-Aid to where, okay, I do have all of these people, so I actually never get to focus on myself.
Right. I'm not spending time alone.
I was going to ask, because you brought up like motherhood, how has this transition for you, prioritizing yourself more and fueling yourself more, affected that relationship with your children?
With my kids, it's two-part. So one, I think, well, I don't know if this is going to get backlash. I think that it's very lucky for me that I have a split schedule with the father of my kids because I have my children for half the week, and for half the week I get to focus on me fully and completely. It doesn't mean I don't miss my kids. It doesn't mean I don't love my kids being around, but I am a person who, especially at this point in my life where I'm trying to kind of rediscover myself, I do need that time to myself and I do need that aloneness.
Yeah.
On the flip side, now my relationship with my kids is amazing because I'm having these conversations with them real time. As I heal, I talk to my kids about it.
Yeah.
My mom and I are healing our relationship, which has been just beautiful and wonderful. And as we're healing, I'm realizing some of the trauma that I have, where I picked it up, what her intentions were. And I'm able to real time talk to my kids and say, hey, if this is how I've made you feel, or if you have picked this up, I want you to know where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
And I want you to be able to voice to me if you feel this way. So we're really like, I love my kids so much. We're really like implementing these big ideas and these like therapeutic,
and this
psychological.
Is like generational. This
yes.
is like their grandma to you to them.
It's healing in both directions. So my kids know that they can talk to me about anything. And actually, when they're in trouble, that's the punishment. It's like, well, you got to have a 2-hour-long conversation with mom now. It's like the threat in the house.
With mom.
Yeah.
I feel like that's awesome that you create like such open communication in your house, though. Like even just witnessing like the little glimpses I've seen you interact with them, like you can just tell like they want to be honest with you and you're able to be honest with them. And I think that's so beautiful to have as like a mother relationship.
I love my kids and they're people. And I think when my friends that don't have kids see me with them, they're like, oh, they're not like normal kids.
They're people.
They're not normal.
They're not like normal kids.
They're not normal. I'm like, I'm like, these are adults.
They're like tiny adults.
They look like children. But I think that's just a testament to how you have raised them to where I know, at least for me, like we didn't really talk about much. Like when I grew up, either. like, you know, I have the most incredible parents and I wouldn't be where I am today, but we didn't talk about much. Like, I think I talk about more with them now than I did then. So I can see like the way that you communicate with your children. It's so much patience, but also speaking to them like they're adults. It's so wild to me.
I care about where they're coming from and their feelings. And I think again, nothing against our parents. They did the best with what they had. Now we have a lot more information. We have access to see a lot more ways of being, which makes a huge difference. But I check in with my kids. Like, how do you feel about this?
Yeah.
What do you want to do? How would you like to solve the problem?
This is what we're doing. Why?
This is how we're going.
You don't need to know the why.
Yeah, because I said so.
It's because I said so.
Like, let's be real. I've said that before as well when I'm tired. And then I'm like, I'm so sorry I'm tired. Please don't take it personally.
Yeah. I'll give you the why tomorrow when I have a little bit more energy.
Yeah.
I love that. And I always tell Maia, I'm like, okay, whenever I have kids.
Oh, I'm
when
calling
when
you
it comes to
every
like
second.
having these conversations, I'm going to be like, okay, what do I do?
Yeah. I got you.
Because
it's just a conversation.
Like I seriously need help.
And sometimes you have to laugh. And sometimes it's like, it's not that I don't get upset. I just try not to take my crap out on my kids.
Yeah.
You know, I let them know like, this is something I'm dealing with, not about you. And I think we probably took a lot of our parents' crap on because they didn't know how to communicate that.
Big facts.
I don't know. I'm doing the best with what I got. And as I learn, I teach them what I'm learning.
Exactly. I love that.
Yeah.
Switching gears slightly, I would love to know the answer to this question. Why do you think that so many women will lose themselves in relationships?
I think because of exactly what you said earlier, we are taught, especially our generation, was taught to be everything to everyone else, not to ourselves. We're supposed to care for the home. We're supposed to be our partner's emotional well-being. We're supposed to also now have careers. We're supposed to raise the children, not always alone, but as sort of the primary caregiver. It's a lot of pressure. And so when you find a romantic partner who's willing to provide in some way, whether it's financial or sometimes hopefully emotional, mine wasn't always, you lean on that and you're like, okay, what do you need? How can I show up? For me, I always lost my ambition. I'm a very ambitious person and I have these big dreams, but I would always focus on my partner's dreams because I like being the support system. Mm-hmm. And that is what I am in the company as well, but it's for me and for you. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's not because I'm lost in you. Mm-hmm. But I think that's where it comes from. It's just we're expected to be everything to everyone, so we don't have time to be anything to ourselves.
That's exhausting.
Very.
I always think about like the Barbie monologue.
Yep.
Oh, it's such a good one.
That's what I think about, where I'm like, you need to be this, and this, and also this, and wear heels and a full beat.
And look a certain way and
it's just
not make mistakes
it's
ever.
Utterly exhausting.
Yeah.
But I love that we're shifting out of that, and that this newer generation too is also like kind of going back a little bit and holding a hand out to the older generation. Yeah. And I always hate saying the word older, but like our moms, like our grandparents, and being like, hey, you know, you can come up here. I think one of the biggest moments for me realizing that it wasn't even really an option for my grandma was like maybe a couple years ago when I was like, I had already had, my business was doing well. I already competed in a couple of shows, and I was on the phone with her, like driving to something. And she's like, she calls me Juji. She's like, Juji, I am so proud of you. She's like, you know, like this wouldn't have even been possible back in like when I was being raised. Like it wasn't even a thought. Mm-hmm. School wasn't even talked about. Like we would have, and I was like, God, like it was a very big eye opener for me. Yeah. That I had never realized that for her, it was never even talked about. It was never in question. Yeah. She could have never like gone and started her own business and all those things because maybe there wasn't even a example to look at.
I will credit that to the rise of social media. Yeah. Because you are going to do what you're taught until you know that there's another way to be. Mm-hmm. And my grandparents and my mother and my father, they didn't have access to anything outside of their small town, their church, their circle, whatever it was. So of course they're going to keep repeating these patterns that were taught to them because no one thought to question it. Mm-hmm. Now we have the opportunity to see across the world how different people live. And we get to pick and choose. Oh, I like that. I'm going to apply that. Oh, I like that over there. I'm going to apply that. They didn't have access to that. So that's why I think doing the work with that generation, with my mother's generation, is also just as important as doing it with my daughters. Sorry, that got me.
I was like, are you okay? Are you choking?
My freaking tears.
Deep breaths.
Yeah. It's just sometimes when I speak truth that I'm unaware of, the tears just, all of my emotions are tied to my tear ducts.
I cry a lot. No shame.
But I think it's important to go in both directions in lineage, because I still want my mom to have those opportunities now that she didn't have then. Like, it's not too late to learn what an incredibly powerful woman you are, no matter where you are in life.
Yeah, literally. And both of y'all's moms are huge, like, testaments to that. Yeah. Like, they made huge shifts in their lives at ages where most people would think, like, I'm stuck.
Yeah.
This is it for me. It's not possible. And that is like,
it's also
huge.
So cool watching my mom like be that voice for her friend group and like helping some other women through it or like find themselves. And I'm like, that's so cool that like once you do the work, you're almost like, I want to help everyone realize like you don't have to be stuck. You don't have to like live how you were raised to think you had to live. Like you can create your own path at literally any stage or age.
It ripples, especially among women, because we are communal creatures. We want to be in community with each other. So you can tell if you're the one that's kind of had your own awakening and none of your friends are, it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable to have the old conversations that you did. So you want everyone to kind of come up to that level with you.
Yeah. It's like, teach them with you.
Yeah. We can all grow up together.
We can, no, seriously. Oh my gosh. I didn't know we were going to go this direction.
Oh, me either.
That's why when we started, we were like, are we just like, what are we going to do? What are we doing? Are we just going to, what word did you say? Riff? Was it riff?
Off
or
the
go?
dome.
Off the dome.
She said off the dome. I was like, okay, we're going to go
I'm
off the
only
dome.
good at talking off the dome. When I overplan, it's like, there's no real thoughts.
But these are the conversations we have as friends. So this is like such a good window into why we are the way we are, because we have these women reflecting to each other like this all the time.
Yeah. It's so true. And even on that topic, like I do remember feeling that I was never going to have that, like a couple years ago, being so alone and even like kind of crying and being, I actually said the words like, what's wrong with me? Like, what's wrong with me that I don't have any girlfriends? Like my friends were just my partner's friends.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, you know, I love these people and everything, but I feel like I'm just here because I am with this person. So I had to kind of reflect and think, well, am I acting like a woman that I would want to be friends with? Mm-hmm. And I looked at myself and was like, I don't think so. I wasn't being necessarily mean, but I wasn't being encouraging, inviting. I wasn't really putting myself out there. I didn't view myself in a way that I viewed these other women that were around me. And once that shift happened, like, I know you guys are friends.
It's so easy to pedestal the people that you think have done more than you.
Yeah.
But then you have to remember, well, she's also choosing me. Yeah. So if I value her and trust her opinion and she's choosing me, what does that say about me?
That's a really good way to view it. Because I think I was in that same mindset for a really long time, and probably why I gave off an energy that I didn't like the people around me. Because I was just like scared. I was just so introverted and so scared of being like, I viewed everyone as having their shit together and just assumed I was the only one figuring stuff out. And then as you open those doors and have those conversations, you're like, oh, I like everything you've said today in very different ways. Like, I'm not a mother. I haven't gone through certain things, but like I still relate to so much of like how it affected you making certain decisions. And it's like, wow, we really all have such similar experiences.
We're all the same. There's only, I think there's like a study done on this, that there's only a certain number of traumas that exist and they all have different flavors, but we've all been through the same crap. Basically, like
essentially,
just
unfortunately.
I want to see that study.
I'll see if I can find it. Yeah,
that would be cool. I love that that's what's exciting. Hey, you want to show me the study about trauma?
Flavors of trauma.
I pictured like different Dorito bags, and I'm like, you got this one, and you got that one.
You've got abandonment. Congratulations.
Okay, so one thing, shifting gears slightly, that we did talk about when kind of game planning this podcast was about how a lot of us will let our past, and I know you touched on it a little bit, define who we are, whether it's that we're not able to move past that or that we have some sort of like shame and guilt that we carry because of it. I want you to speak a little bit to that.
I got
if you can.
Oh my gosh, yes. So like bringing it back to the beginning, this was an insecurity of mine for a long time, that I've led so many different versions of me because I was told by many, many people that I was flaky and I was non-committal and I was this and that and the other. But really, I just have a lot of interests and I say yes to a lot of experiences. And I know very clearly when something is not for me. Now, I love that about myself. Now I know if I have something I'm excited about or something that sparks light in me, I can test it out and know pretty quickly whether or not it's for me. But back then, I felt like if I choose this thing, this is it. This is what I have to choose. I'm committed to this. And so I felt a lot of guilt and shame if I changed my mind or if I wanted to switch direction. So part of it is you're allowed to change your mind. You're allowed to be whoever you want to be, even if that changes day to day. And the other part is you are allowed to forgive yourself for the past versions of you that didn't know what you know today. Because I didn't know that I had a worthiness problem until I did. And then it was very glaringly obvious to me that I wasn't choosing myself. I didn't know that I had abandonment wounding until I knew. And it was repeated and I was still in that pattern. And I think the universe has a way of showing us our patterns on repeat, and it gets a little louder and a little louder every time until
it's like, oh, you didn't get it this time? Let's throw it over here with a different meat sleeve. Yeah. Let's throw it over here and see if she gets it.
It may show up with my father, and then it may show up with my partner, and then it may show up with another partner in a bigger way. And then I may be the one abandoning. Who knows? But it just gets a little louder every time until we choose to break the pattern, hopefully, or until it just destroys our entire lives.
Do you have any advice on someone who has maybe like gone through that transition and sees those things and is working on it, but is having a hard time forgiving their past self for not recognizing it sooner or doing something about it at the moment?
Yeah. That's a good question. You would not be who you are today without who you were yesterday. Period. Dot. I can't be mad. I can see, drop the mic. I can see why I made the choices I did 5 years ago. I wouldn't make those same choices today. But then I believed so deeply and so wholeheartedly in what I was doing. I can't wrong myself for that because I did learn. I did have a beautiful experience. Again, I don't want to have that experience again. I've already done that. I'm good. I don't need to burn my world down to see the lessons now. But there were lessons there. And without those, I would still be in the same patterning. So if you can kind of come to terms with the fact that everything is actually perfect. And it doesn't feel like that in those moments. It really doesn't. But everything that happens is absolutely perfect to get you to where you are today. I would not be me without every single prior version of me. And so I love all of those versions of me, even if I wouldn't choose to repeat their patterns. I'm not going to say mistakes because I don't believe in mistakes, but they're choices. I make different choices now.
Yeah. It's so hard to see that when you're living it. Especially if you're at the very beginning of that journey. I feel like the first time it's so hard to see it as being like, this happened for a reason. Yeah. You know how everyone will say that to you and you're just like, shut up. Like, this
what's
sucks.
The reason?
But then like time and time of like not choosing yourself, going through the same pattern, like getting hurt, getting taken advantage of or whatever, you get better at being like, okay, there's something here that I'm supposed to learn, and maybe I might not know now, but later.
It gets easier.
It does get easier to be like, okay, I can't see it now. I don't know exactly what's going to happen, why that this is happening, but I have a belief that it's for a specific reason.
Yeah. I'm not going to say it's easy, but it does get easier. Like now when stuff comes up, almost to the not my benefit, I'm like, it's okay. It's for a higher purpose. Yeah. There's a lesson here.
I always get made fun of for that because in our household growing up, a common saying was everything happens for a reason. Yeah. So I have been that way since I was a kid where I don't care how devastated I am. I will find that silver lining.
And I forget to have my emotions about it.
Opposite. I'm like, if it it's supposed to happen this way and it didn't happen this way, my whole world needs to burn.
So, so you might have a control shadow.
Oh, you think so? What, you think?
Me?
I've been working on this since birth.
But me too. So I feel you.
Yeah.
But like you also have to feel your feelings, right?
For
like
sure.
that's what I kind of bypass my feelings now because I'm like, it's okay, it's a higher purpose. But there is medicine in being sad, being angry, like letting that be okay. It's really accepting exactly where you are and knowing maybe it's not where you want to stay, but where you are is there's nothing wrong with it. It's just a part of the process to move through to the other side.
Were there the most recent evolution of Maia, what did it feel like during that point of, hey, I know that there's a higher purpose here. What did it feel like living in that?
With the last breakup, the big breakup?
Yeah.
It took me a minute to get there. I mean, I was so dramatic. I'm a very dramatic person.
Same.
I was a theater kid. Okay. So I'm like, ugh, the sun has left the sky. You know what I mean? I'm like, everything is dark and miserable. And then at some point you just kind of realize, like, I don't want to live this way forever. Something has to change. And I don't have anyone else to lean on for that change. Mm-hmm. So like, I was sad for a long time. I gained 40 pounds. I like didn't get out of bed for months. Like I didn't work out for a really, really long time. I wasn't taking care of myself. My relationships were falling apart. It wasn't good. It wasn't pretty. It was messy, but it's what I needed to do to survive. Mm-hmm. And then once I got a little bit out of survival mode and sort of started seeing that silver lining, I was like, okay, what choices can I make now that support the future version of me where this will never happen again? Mm-hmm. And that's not to say I won't have my heart broken again, but I'm never going to be left without anything.
Yes. This time it won't be like that.
Right.
Yeah.
It'll look different. It'll be hopefully just emotional and not also all of the other safety that I had in that partnership.
You're like, I'm burning the bridges. Yeah. We're burning all the bridges. Yep. And then now you're coming at this beautiful butterfly.
Yeah. And now you got the haircut and all is right.
The haircut.
I think Maia mentioned COO. It really is like sometimes embodying like that version that you're saying that you like view yourself out. I remember it had to have been over 6 months ago where you were like, oh, I have this vision of this haircut for me. And it's like that like boss mentality that you step into had this haircut. And sometimes it is like making those physical changes and doing that like actual thing that you know you've either wanted or you idolize or you think would make you embody the version of yourself you want to be more easily. So I'm so proud of you for getting the haircut. I know it's probably seems funny to someone who like doesn't know.
I feel like it's not even a great haircut.
No, it's so good. It's so good. But like truly it is sometimes like for me that was like dressing a certain way. It's like I always dressed according to like what everyone else was wearing, and as soon as I started making Pinterest boards of like what would make me feel like the powerful version of me, and then dressing that way or showing up that way or doing those things, I do think make a difference.
There's an energy attached to all of it.
Yeah.
So like this haircut, really I visualize myself. I meditate regularly, and so I have these like visions of my future, and every time I saw my future, I was standing on stage and I was talking to an audience full of women, and I have this haircut. Can't wait. And so I asked the girls, I'm like, do I wait to start doing my stage talks until I have the haircut, or do I get the haircut to try to like hurry this along? And they're like, get the haircut.
Get the haircut.
So
you at the next Know Your Power retreat.
I know.
Yeah, I'm going to have to get a photo that's like how you have been.
Yeah, that's going to be one of those moments where you're like,
whoa,
I'm doing the thing.
I'm doing the thing I always imagined. Yeah. That's always.
So like a great place to start is to say like, I know I want all of these things and maybe they're not all accessible right now. So what is? Can I start walking 10,000 steps a day? Can I change my wardrobe? Can I cut my hair? Can I go to the gym regularly? Can I eat more fruits and vegetables? Can I drink more water, right? Whatever is accessible to you that you know would make you feel better or would kind of take you into a step of your goals, whether it's health or emotional or spiritual, mental, whatever. Yeah. Find something that's accessible. That's like a great first step. I love the Pinterest board idea.
Yeah. It's so easy to get really scared and freak out and be like, oh my God, that's way too far. That's not possible. When you're at point A and you're like, how am I going to get to point Z? Yeah. And I love that you mentioned like taking those little steps. So if point A is I am here right now, my heart is broken, like I've lost everything, and point Z is me with my badass haircut, I am making the money that I want, I live in a place that I want, I have the haircut that I want, it can be so scary to be like, how are we going to get from here to there? And maybe that like very next step is like, I'm going to color code my calendar.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know. Like that's what like a motherfucking CEO would do. Or for me, it was like like Olympia. It's still that point Z for me. And when I was at point A, it seemed so impossible. It's like, well, what's that very next step? How about you wake up and do your cardio that's assigned?
Eat your meal plan.
Like just eat your meal plan or like get your steps in.
When I was really low, the first thing that I did was walk outside. I was like, I would
and
go
that
on
is like a
walks.
challenge in itself when you feel that way.
Yeah. But where I was living, there was a river. And so I could just walk along the river, and that helped me. And I did have a whiteboard, and I wrote my affirmations, and I would look at them every day. And then I would write them in my journal. And then I picked up my journaling again. And just like these little habits, they build over time, and they sort of start to make you feel good within yourself, regardless of what's going on around you. And then the things around you start to shift when you start feeling good within yourself.
That's so true. I always notice like my little alarm bell when I'm not doing well is when I stop doing those things. When I stop wanting to wake up and like go and do my cardio or journal or write out my goals. I'm like, girl, we're about to get to that. So get back into it because you know how it makes you feel.
Yeah. If my house is a mess, I'm not doing well.
My house is a mess,
I'm not doing well.
I'm not doing good. Someone tell me something because I'm not doing well.
I also want to say like having gratitude for literally everything that you do have that allows the energy for more to come in. Like I just did, I held space for a vision quest, which was the most magical thing ever. And this man comes in after 3 days in the Texas heat wilderness with no food and no water. And we're in this sweat lodge, and they hand him the bottle of water, and he just holds it and starts sobbing. I'm like, wow, he's grateful to have a sip of water. And look at all this that I have every day that I don't give recognition to. Like I have clean air to breathe. Not every country has that. I have clean water to drink. Not everyone has that. I have food on my table. There are so many things to be grateful for. And when you start having gratitude for what you do have, more just comes in. Like gratitude just creates more abundance.
You really does.
Yeah.
Thank you for that reminder. We needed that right now. In the comments, put one thing that you're grateful for, please.
Yeah.
I have 2 last minute questions for you.
Is this a long one? I feel like it's a long one.
No, I mean
episode.
time.
I feel like
time
we could talk for hours and it
I don't even know.
be
I don't
enough.
even know time right now. I really don't. What is one belief that you had to let die in order to become who you are right now?
That's a good question. I think the thing that I'm still working on smothering within myself is perfectionism. That if it's not perfect, if it's at all messy, then I can't do it, or it's not presentable, or I don't want to be seen. I have found so much power in my vulnerability, in allowing people to see my mess, talking through my mess, bearing, like having other people bear witness to it. That now I'm like a little bit less afraid of being messy, but it definitely still comes up in moments where I'm like, it wasn't perfect. My physique's not perfect, or my speech wasn't perfect, or I didn't do this one thing right. And it really, that self-doubt creeps in. So I think killing the perfectionism and knowing that everything is inherently perfect, regardless of how it comes out, you can always refine later, whatever it is, like whatever goal it is that you're working on.
It's so crazy. All of us Know Your Power girlies are like this. Because last night, this is literally what Liv was talking about. Yeah. And then the day before, what we were talking about was like that thing with Kendall too, with things like can be easy. Like it doesn't always have to be hard. Like this is what I'm telling you.
That's so true.
Know Your Power girls.
Yep.
We're like this.
It's like we do this.
It's like we're connected like spiritually somewhere. You think?
There are scientific studies.
No, I'm serious.
About sharing brainwaves with people that you're on the same, like when you say like we're vibing, you're actually sharing the same
vibing.
Vibes, like
We're
between your brains.
Vibing.
And it can happen over distance. And Julia and I have had the same dreams on the same nights before.
Crazy.
Because we're vibing.
And I will tell you about it when the time is right because it's wild.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's really cool.
Last thing. How does the woman that we see now treat herself differently? than back then.
In every way imaginable. I'm not perfect. Like Kendall has been a wonderful mirror lately to like stop dogging on myself when I'm feeling. I think of you all the time. I'm like, Kendall would be so mad at me if I said that. But I do speak more kindly to myself when there is something I'm not happy with. It's like, I'm not where I want to be yet. I'm working towards that, or I'm a work in progress, or these are my before photos, or I'm in my before state. So I'm kinder to myself. I'm gentler with myself. I don't judge myself as much. If I need to rest, I stop and I rest. If I need help, I ask for help. It's really advocating for myself in ways that I never did before. I felt that I couldn't before because I would be weak, or I would be selfish, or any of these things that like we as women don't want to be. But actually those things are what make you love yourself. Like I ask myself regularly, what do I need? What do I need? Is this like, if someone asked me to do something, how do I actually feel about it? Is it a genuine yes, or is it an obligatory yes? So I just check in with myself constantly. What does Maia want? And my world is beautiful, y'all. Like I think showing up for yourself in the little ways, if I want to sit and read my fantasy book, I do, or like take a bubble bath or whatever. Just it's the little things that make the biggest difference.
I got this kind of reminded me that I'm feeling like I'm in that area right now. Is that like, I got this tiny little plant. It's right up there.
And
it like
cute.
the yellow one, and it made me like so happy, and I was just like, just look at this little thing, and it is just like sometimes those little things that really
joy is priceless.
Yeah, make all of the difference. Even though for someone else it's like, it's just a stupid little plant.
That's me right now. Like I was saying in last episode, like my prep is going so well because I'm finding the good in everything. I got tiny little spoons.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, is this meal big? No. Do I get to use my tiny spoon right now? Yes. And that is what is bringing me joy right now. And it's like focusing on whatever good. Yeah.
Are they like little gothic black spoons?
No, they're just normal ass little spoons, but they make me so happy.
Oh, are they the ones you were talking about last week?
Yeah, they're just little like espresso spoons. Yeah. I'm obsessed with them, and I will eat every meal with them. And it's like finding those tiny little things that just make your day like that much better.
Yeah.
Yep.
100%.
I would love to know y'all's tiny little things. Anytime that they come up when we're together, tell me what they are. Okay. Because I want to know.
Right now, mine's little spoons.
Little spoons. Yeah, I love that. That's
I look at the clouds a lot.
Oh, like that's so cute.
I'm like, look at the clouds. They're so pretty.
I love that. Mine, I think I realized this morning because I almost cried, is watching. I go the long way back home from cardio. I actually started going to a completely different gym in the morning.
Yeah.
It's a little bit further than the closest one, Gold's, just because I know that the way back, I get to watch the sunrise.
Yeah.
And every morning I'm like,
I love a sunrise.
I'm like driving and I'm like, yeah. And they're like, okay, like get my photo, and I'm like, I love the sun. It's so beautiful.
That's what I mean. There's so much to be grateful for that we don't have to do anything. Like, what a gift to just be here in this time, in this place now. Like the sun and the clouds and the fresh air. It's like,
I'm really grateful.
And we're in fall right now, and it's perfect.
Oh yeah, I will say this time of year in general,
it's my favorite.
In the morning and in the evening.
Yeah.
Priceless. I'm also grateful that my left foot is now numb.
Because the right one really feels its strength.
Yeah. That's a good one.
I'm super in tune with my right foot.
I'm just like so in tune with my right leg. Well, I want to thank you so much for coming on. This has been a long time
One more question.
What was it?
The question we ask everyone.
Oh.
When was the moment that you realized how powerful you truly are?
Oh, gosh. It was probably when I got the position that I'm in now in work, and we started working together regularly.
Stop.
And I was so nervous in the beginning to get it wrong. I was so nervous, like my perfectionism. And I would text Julia every 2 weeks, like, hey, are we good? Are we good, bro? Like, are you happy with my work?
We're literally great.
And we had a conversation, and you probably don't even remember it. It was just a regular conversation, but you were like, I could not be doing this without you. Like, you are half of why we're here, and you're my partner in this. And I think so highly of what we do that reflection, I was just like, okay, I'm doing really big things. And like, I don't know, it just made me feel very, very powerful. And the work that we do every time we do anything, I'm like,
that's awesome.
I'm very empowered.
That was a good answer.
Okay, didn't know that.
Sorry.
And then to top it all off, you went and you spoke and you had your own little section at the Know Your Power retreat. It's just being able to watch you. I know Kendall probably feels the same way as like a friend, and getting to work with you closely, and just how you've absolutely just blown up your life in the most magical way, and is so cool to watch.
Yeah, thanks.
And it's really only the beginning.
And like the retreat that we had was also
that was big
so
for us. That was
big and so magical.
Yeah.
So like that period of time was just, it changed everything.
That's
really
awesome.
Yeah.
I'm like honored I got to witness some of this too. I was there.
We talked about it at the very beginning, but I am such a firm believer that there's obviously multiple reasons why I went through what I went through, you went through what you went through, and you did. That it was all so that we can be here right now in this moment. Maybe it's not like this forever, but I mean, hopefully. But we all met through the same people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't even imagine if I didn't. I told this to Maia, like, I would go through that again and again and again if it meant 100%. That I would still end up sitting here with you guys. Like
and that is such a good reflection of everything that happens is absolutely perfect, because what we have today is better than any of us imagined.
And plus, I get to work with my little sister.
I know. We love Chloe.
Like, and everybody loves her. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
And I used to be so annoyed with her when I was young. I'm like, gosh, I have to bring her everywhere with me. And now I'm like, I want to bring her everywhere with me.
And now you get to.
Now I get to.
And now we'll invite her even if you don't.
I know. Hanging out with Chloe without me. And I'm like, what about me? But thank you so much for coming on. This is not going to be the last time. Where can people find you? I'll also put
Know
it down
Your
below.
Power. Like, what do you mean?
Period.
I have an Instagram, but people don't need to find me.
Okay.
Just if you want me, find me through Know Your Power.
I was gonna say, just know, like,
if you want me, find me.
through Know Your Power.
Yes.
If you're working with Julia or I now, and I now, you're also working essentially with Maia.
Yeah.
And yeah, it is so cool seeing how big of a part of Know Your Power, words, you are.
It's okay.
Did I word that correctly?
She's underfed.
She's underfed and she's a skinny legend.
Disclaimer: if I'm quiet this episode, it's the lack of brain cells. Okay, I'm present. I'm trying to soak in what you're saying instead of saying it. Thank you.
We got your back. Okay. Thank you so much again.
Of course, my pleasure.
Yeah, as always, guys, we love you all so much, and you're more powerful than you think.
Bye. Wow, you nailed that.
That was a good bye.
Thank you.